Hey mommies, soon to be mommies and rich aunties, it's Hilly here. And for today's video, I'm just going to be talking about what I think, in my opinion, from my experience, what should be in a hospital bag for a baby. So, a little background. I had my baby, like 3 weeks ago? So, I had his hospital bag packed like, I want to say like 3 weeks before he was born. 3 or 4 weeks before he was born, I packed his hospital bag. And when I first packed it, I put so much things in there. And I have a Snapchat private story with like people who want to watch me like on my motherhood journey, and like people who are interested in like seeing what life as a mom is for me like on a day-to-day. So I allowed people to join, whoever wanted to join, and then I just been posting on there, so when I packed the baby's bag, I posted how like his bag was so full because of all the stuff that I put in there. And then somebody who is in the private story, she's also a mom. I think her baby's like 4 or 5 months. He's so cute. She has set up on my story and she told me like that I probably had too much stuff in there, and that at the hospital they have a lot of stuff and they let you take stuff since COVID happened. So just to leave room in my bag so I could be able to take stuff. So I'm just nervous, like thinking like, but what if he needs this? What if he needs that? So initially I put like, I'm thinking like, okay, we're going to be in the hospital 3 days, right? At least that's what I thought. So I'm like, we're going to be in the hospital for like 3 days. So I had outfits in there. I had onesies in there. I had his soap. I had his lotion. I had diapers. I had wipes. I had everything. Anything you could think of. Like, I packed that boy's bag like he was going to be staying the night at somebody's house for the weekend. So, like, she was telling me that they have everything. They provide all the stuff, whatever. So I went back in his bag and I took a couple things out just to, take her advice and make room in my bag for stuff that I would be able to take from the hospital. So fast forward, okay, boom, I had the baby. I'm in the hospital. We stayed there. We had the baby on Saturday. We left on Monday. Not too bad. So from that experience, being that I went through all of that already and I was already at the hospital, already seeing what was used from the little bit of stuff that I left in his bag and what wasn't used, this is what I think, from my opinion, like I said, in my experience, what I think should be in a baby's bag. So the first number one thing I think that you should put in the baby's bag, okay, a little disclaimer before I get into this. Every state's hospitals are different. So I live in New York State, so our hospitals pretty much provide like everything like the girl said. But in different states, it might be different. So I would, like, if you live in a different state, when you go see your doctor, I would just ask them, like, what are they gonna have at the hospital? Like, a little bit of advice on what to put into the baby's bag, because I can only speak for my state, and honestly I could really only speak for my city, because different cities in my state might do their things differently. So I mean, I would always, no matter where you live, just ask your doctor whenever you go to your appointments, like, what does the hospital provide for the baby for your stay, So anyways, I would put diapers and wipes in the bag. Even though at the hospital, the nurses changed my baby with their wipes and their diapers. So I was very specific. I chose to use Honest diapers. They had Pampers there. So I was a little bit afraid to tell them, like, can you use my diapers and my wipes instead? Because I didn't want to be like a Karen or anything. But I regret that. And looking back, I feel like I should have spoken up about that. Because your preference is your preference and your child is your child. So if you're someone like me and you have a preference and you chose to use like a certain brand of diapers and that's what you're kind of going to stick with until, you know, if anything changes down the line, that's different. But if you have your mind set, then you should stick to it, because I feel like that's good practice for like parenting, and like what you say goes. So yeah, like I said, if you have a preference, I would stick with that. And like, just if I like ask them at the hospital, like, oh, do you mind using this? I brought it. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? And they can put your diapers and your wipes into the baby's thing that they're on. It's like a mini crib thing. But yeah, and then they can change your baby with that, because the nurses pretty much help out a lot while you're in the hospital, because obviously you just had the baby, you know. So the second thing I will put in there is an outfit to go. You don't necessarily have to have outfits for the whole stay, because like I said, they provide everything. Like, they had clothes for my baby, they had a hat for him, and stuff like that. So I would have an outfit to go, whatever outfit you want your baby to go home in. A blanket, because we forgot a blanket to put over the car seat when we left, so we had to steal one from the hospital, which was fine. But like, my baby it's January and it's winter time. Like, I was so mad that we forgot a blanket. Like, and I already, like, in my head was saying, like, when I first packed his bag, like 3 or 4 weeks before he was born, like, this is the blanket I'm gonna take to the hospital with us. Like, I had the blanket picked out and everything, but I didn't even use it because I totally forgot. And it's mainly because, like, we were rushing to get to the hospital, and that is a story for another video. I'm gonna do a story time on my birth and my labor. I don't have a video of my birth, so I won't be posting anything of like me actually giving birth, but there will be a video of a story time. The next thing I will make sure you put in the bag is some baby soap. Whatever baby soap you want to use, because at the hospital they had Johnson & Johnson, right? I had like a specific soap that I wanted to use for my baby. I have a couple different kinds of soap. I just have 3 different kinds of soap for him right now that I know they're safe. I know they don't have like any bad chemicals or nothing in them, because I use this app called Yuka, where you can like scan products and it tells you like if it's toxic or if it's good or whatever. So after my baby shower, I scanned like the soaps that I got, and I kept the ones that were like good, and I gave away the ones that I didn't want to use. And I don't know about any, like, I can't speak for other parents, but I do have a preference for what like goes on my baby's skin, like making sure everything is like good for his skin and won't like put toxins in his body through his skin, because your skin is the biggest organ. I don't know if y'all knew that, but your skin is the biggest organ and it absorbs everything, you know. So I was just being cautious about that and making sure like my baby's soaps weren't toxic or anything. So I have 3 different kinds of soap that I'm using for him. One is a Dove brand, one is Aveeno, and the other one is Dr. Bronner's baby soap. It's unscented, it's good, it like, you know. The only thing is you have to be really careful with it because it has different uses, so you want to dilute it when you use it for the baby's skin. So when I was at the hospital and they were gonna go take my baby a bath, I was like, what kind of soap do you guys use? And they were like, oh, we just use Johnson & Johnson. And I was like, oh, well, I had brought my own soap. Is it okay if you guys use this to like wash him up, wash his hair and stuff? And she was like, yeah, it's perfectly fine, we can use whatever you want. So I gave her my soap. They washed my baby up with that soap and they brought him right back. So if you don't want your baby using Johnson & Johnson, I would definitely recommend that you bring your own soap, because I've heard a lot of bad things about Johnson & Johnson. Not trying to like, you know, this is not a review or nothing, but I've heard like bad things about Johnson & Johnson, so I like wanted to stay away from that brand specifically. So, and I also got a bottle of Johnson & Johnson soap at my baby shower and I scanned it. And we're not gonna get into that, but that's the reason why I won't use it on my baby. But yeah, so diapers and wipes, to-go outfit, a blanket, and soap. I should have had a list written out. Like, I should have wrote down the list before I started this. Like, I'm in whole mommy mode right now. Like, I just put my baby to sleep. He was fussing all night, all morning. I took him a bath. I just swaddled him and put him to sleep. I'm trying to take a nap myself, but I'm like, let me hurry up and make this video so I could post it, because, like, if I don't, I would never get to it. Like, I'm in whole mommy mode right now. Like, I got my robe on. I got my jammies on. I'm ready to hop in bed and take a nap. Like, so ready. I'm just going off the top right now. Okay. One last thing I would suggest you put in the baby's bag is, even if you don't plan on using pacifiers for your baby, I would suggest that you put a pacifier in their bag for the hospital. When we were leaving the hospital, we put our baby in the car seat, and you got to think, it's their first time going in the car seat. It's their first time everything, you know? So when we put him in the car seat, he was like really fussy, Like, he just ate, you know, we just fed him. But he was really, 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 really fussy. And I'm like, we don't have no pacifier or nothing to give him to calm him down, because I'm not really like into like having my baby on a pacifier heavy, and like he's breastfed, so he doesn't even really take the pacifier. Like, in the beginning he did, but once I started, like, once he was able to latch on properly, and that's another story I'll get into for another video, but once he was able to latch on properly and he started taking the breast more, he really like stopped fucking with the pacifier and like bottles. So but I'm not too mad about the pacifier, because I didn't want him hooked on the pacifier, because like that messes up their teeth, that like they be hooked on it. It takes a whole shebang to get them off of it. Like, it's just a lot. Yeah, so I would bring a pacifier just for the ride home. Even if you're not trying to have your baby on a pacifier heavy, I would definitely recommend it just for the drive home, like just to soothe them, just to calm them. And the car ride will definitely calm them and soothe them, you know. I would put like some nice little music on, and if it's wintertime, you know, obviously make sure the car is warm. But definitely like bring a pacifier, because we had to ask the people in the hospital for a pacifier, and they were glad to give us one. Like, they gave us one with no problem. But, you know, I would just recommend bringing your own, so you don't have to ask for one like I did. I'm gonna leave that there for my what you should put in a baby's bag for the hospital video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go take a nap while my baby sleeps. He's actually sleeping right here in the crib. But we're gonna go to my room. I'm gonna put him in a bassinet, and I'm gonna be taking a nap with him, because you gotta take advantage whenever the baby's asleep. You know, you gotta get your sleep in too. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you leave a like, a comment, and I hope you subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you can be notified when I post my next video. Bye. See you guys later. Love you.